with the Charter for Compassion, telling you about all the things that are happening in our organization with different events, courses, and webinars that we're offering to all the people following the compassionate movement around the world. Yes, this is a Charter for Compassion hat. And if you're interested, we have our online store that you can check it out on our website. And I will put the link on our store also on the comments. As always, my name is Felipe. I am part of the Charter family in the marketing department. We're currently live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and LinkedIn. And later on, we will be posting this video on our Instagram account as well. I'm super stoked to let you know that we have Imam Jamal Rahman as our special guest today, who is he was not only the guest of our global reading last month with his book about the sacred laughter of the Sufis, but also he is teaching a course starting next week on July 11th. So halfway into the show, we'll bring him in and we'll talk a little about him and about the course and who will benefit from this course as well. So let's go ahead and let's share my screen. As always, charterforcompassion.org. You can find all the things that are happening here in the charter, but I will go as always into the calendar so that you see today is Thursday, July 6th. So as you can see, we have our global read on Saturday. Then we have the course that begins on Tuesday, a couple of chats, and then a couple other events that I'm going to show you right now. So let's go ahead with Saturday, July 8th, this Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. in India, to offer our global read for kids and company, My Act of Heart. This is a book that was ideated and curated by Anjali Sharma and Deepika Ahuja, who are both in India and interview kids from around the world, India, Pakistan, Australia, and other places around the world, including the US. And they talked about acts of kindness with a focus on the golden rule. A beautiful book and a beautiful idea, very inspiring for other kids to learn and to do their own acts of heart in their own communities. So these are our two authors, and our host will be Shane, part of the Golden Rule, or part of the Charter for Compassion family as well. So that is on Saturday 8th, 9 a.m. Pacific. So you can sign up by clicking here, or you can go to Programs, Global Read, and find that program as well. Next, as you know, we host community chats monthly for specific geographic areas of the world. Depending on the level of activity that they're having, and if they're looking for support from the Charter for Compassion, then you can, we usually host open chats for different geographical areas so we can talk about the different things that are happening and how can we be of support in promotional advice, I guess. So the upcoming chats that we have on July 12th at 8 Pacific, that is for the UK, and that will be 5 p.m. UK time. July 12th at 2 p.m. will be New Zealand chat, but this will be July 13th at, I think, 9 a.m. And then July 13th at 4:30 p.m. In the Pacific time. So you can register by going on the calendar. You can click on any of those, and you can register for any of those community chats. Anyone is welcome, but especially partners that have signed the charter or institutions that want to partner up, you're all welcome to join us there and talk to us. Merida, our partnership coordinator, will be present and chatting with all of you there. So as I told you, we have our global read for kids that is happening this Saturday. Our regular global read that is for more adult books, I guess you can call it. It's on Wednesday, July 19th. So that's in 2 weeks from now. And this is with author Robin Bennett Kanarek, who wrote a book about living well with a serious illness. This is a book about palliative care and understanding how to live a fulfilling life, even when you are hit with a serious illness or end-of-life treatments. So that will be a really beautiful global read. Again, you can sign up by clicking right there or right here, and you will be able to register for that global read. The day after the global read, on the 20th, we have our Ed Forum. This is a forum where educational organizations around the world tell us about their different processes and systems, and then apply those systems into their own institutions. We have our guest Race for Good, who will be represented by Linda Cruz, who is the founder of this organization, and she will be talking about this this initiative and program Thursday, July 20th, from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. And note that we have one EdNet forum a month. I wanted to remind you that we are going to the Parliament of World's Religions, and we have our banquet where we will be celebrating and honoring the some people that that are receiving the Carnan Stroke Humanitarian Award. This year, we have announced two recipients so far. We have Mayor Nuremberg of San Antonio, Texas, who is the founder of Compassionate USA, an incredible program that is going to affect the way and relate to compassion in their own cities, which is a very, very awesome thing that will be mixed with our Compassionate Cities program. And the second awardee that we announced last week is our dear friend Valerie Carr, who wrote the book See No Stranger, and she was also a guest of our Global Read a year or two ago. So you can check this out on our blog, or you can go on our page right here. It says Compassion Banquet. You can click there, learn more about the banquet, but also the awardees, and purchase a ticket for yourself or a table for a group. Now, my dear friends, I think it is time to bring to the screen our special guest, Brother Jamal. How are you doing?
Very good, and I'm so delighted to be on this program. Thank you, Brother Felipe.
I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for joining for this little time and to get to know you a little bit more, and tell people around the world that are watching the show or that will be watching this recording a little bit more about yourself and about your background and how is it that this course came about. So tell us, who is Imam Jamal Rahman?
Yes, first of all, I am from a country a few blocks away, Bangladesh, but I'm a U.S. citizen, and I am located in Seattle, Washington, and we have a congregation and we own a church building. It's called Interfaith Community Sanctuary. I'm the imam there, but that's a place where we really honor all traditions or people with no traditions. We say interfaith is not about conversion, it's about completion, becoming a more complete human being. So I'm the imam there and co-founder of the place. Also, I am 1/3 of the Interfaith Amigos. Since 9/11, I've been working with a rabbi and a pastor, and together we travel the country sharing a message of inclusivity. So I've been doing this since my hair was black.
That's awesome. And I love that you participate in the Interfaith Amigos, and you're bringing this up because in many ways, the Charter for Compassion was created with that purpose, with that idea. Karen Armstrong giving her TED talk about the Charter and saying how if we were to bring Christians, Muslims, and Jewish together to work together and to understand and embrace each other, we can see a lot more world peace, which is something that we've seen affected a lot by religious motivated violence. And so very much your mission as the Interfaith Amigos is very related to what we do at the Charter for Compassion. So
that's beautiful. I just love to say, compassion and love, they exist in every religion, but compassion and love has no religion. It's universal.
Woo-hoo, I love that. Yes, absolutely. So you've been doing work with the Interfaith Amigos since 9/11, is that right?
That's right. Yes. Okay. Yes.
That's wonderful.
And we find that, in this serious work of striving to overcome polarization, countering biases, prejudices, a wonderful way to do that is through humor, by laughing. And we believe that, besides music, good food, connecting with the other on a personal level, having a personal relationship, how wonderful to get together and just share human stories and laugh. If I may say so, that wonderful sage, 14th century, wonderful poet and, you might say, saintly person, Hafiz, he says, what is this love and laughter bubbling up from within you? He says, listen to my answer. Is the sound of a soul waking up. And one more thing, the same poet says, that God wants to see, or whatever you believe, spirit, divinity, mystery, wants to see more laughter and playfulness in your eyes, because that is your greatest witness to mystery.
That's lovely. And it's so true.
So the course is based on that. This is a 4-week course starting July 11th, and it's based on a book I wrote called Sacred Laughter of the Sufis.
And so, yes. And so why don't we talk a little bit about this book, because you were the special guest of our Global Read last month with your book, The Sacred Laughter of the Sufis. So could you tell us a little bit about this book, and then we'll go into the course?
Yes. This book really is both for people of any religion or no religion at all. It is really about the mystery of our journey. So the first week, for example, I'll be talking about the mystery of the self, our bewildering journey, where we come from, why we are here, where we are going. We have absolutely no idea. So I use the character, which is a fictional character in Islamic spiritual literature called the mullah. Around the 13th century, around the time of Rumi and Hafiz, 14th century Hafiz, this figure emerged, a fictional character, and through humorous stories, many truths are conveyed. So, for example, about all these mysteries, which we'll talk about in the first week, sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Second week, we'll talk about God, about becoming a more complete human being, and about God. The mystics say, the lover visible, the beloved invisible. Whose crazy idea was this? Third week, we'll get into some spiritual practices, prayers, meditation, being in the now, being present. So, for example, that wonderful teacher Thich Nhat Hanh says, the miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on land. How do you do that? Through humor, we'll explain that. And the fourth week, about the mystery of time, about God, about, death, about heaven and hell. So just one last humor about, I'm getting to the age where I'm in the last quarter of my life, fear of death. But the great humorist, the mullah would say, that fictional character would say, Jamal, here you are, so scared, you'll be going into non-existence. But if the truth be known, non-existence is trembling in fear. It might be given human shape. Laugh, laugh, laugh. It might soften our fear of death. So
Yeah, yeah.
the mullah will laugh a lot.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And so, how did you come up with this idea of having a course teaching about this concept?
I found that in my decades of ministry, talking about any serious issues, theological, spiritual, whenever I introduced the humorous stories of the mullah, of the 13th century mullah, fictional, people would say over the years that, I might have forgotten what you said, but I've never forgotten those humorous stories. That is what, as Rumi might say, splashed in my heart. Burned in my heart. It
Perfect.
went deep inside me.
That's awesome. And I mean, I have to tell you, Jamal, that on our interactions online and in person,
Yes.
and I'm gonna tell this to everybody else that's watching, I have felt that as well. I have felt that there's this sense of lightness, of happiness that comes when we practice either in a meditation or we talk about something deeper than, I don't know, economics or something. I don't know. When we talk about this sense of our soul, our spirituality, our connection, our oneness, if we believe in that.
Yes.
I might not remember specifics of the conversation, but I truly treasure the conversations that we had.
Thank you.
I
Same,
appreciate
same
that.
here. Same here. I would like to say also, it is so spiritual and powerful to embrace not only our 10,000 joys of life, but also our 10,000 sorrows of life. If we know how to laugh and have laughter fully, we shall also be able to embrace our sorrows. And when we embrace our sorrows, like the great mystics say, like Khalil Gibran said, the more that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy it can contain. It creates more space for laughter. But of course, don't run towards pain and suffering. Just don't run away from it. And when good times happen, laugh from the belly, a full-hearted laugh. In that way, we're living fully.
I love that. I absolutely love that, and it's true. That's. I mean, I feel it. So I guess
Same
I
here,
guess
same
it's
here.
just me. So let me just share with everyone the page here. So the way that you access here is you can go to Programs, Charter Education Institute, and right there you will find the different courses on cultivating sacred laughter to awaken the soul. This course next Tuesday, July 11th, and the cost is $40. And it is for 4 weeks. Registration is open, so don't ignore that. So you can click here and it will take you to the registration page. So I see here that we have 4 Zoom sessions. Is that correct?
Yes, 4 Zoom sessions, 2 hours each. And we'll have a wonderful time there. Some chanting, a lot of stories about the mullah, a lot of insights. meditation, and then breakout rooms to talk about what we have shared and discussed, and then question answer at the end.
Perfect. I love this. And so we have a couple like links here for you to check you out a little bit more. But yeah, so this all this information is on the website. Again, this course begins on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, July 11th, with your first Zoom session being on Tuesday. Is that correct?
That's right. And it's at 9 o'clock Pacific time, 9
9
to
o'clock
11, 9 to 11 Pacific.
in the morning, AM or PM?
AM.
AM, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
in Pacific time. That would be 9:30 p.m. India. It would be 6 p.m. in Central European summertime. So people can join us there. If for some reason people, let's say in Australia or New Zealand, that will be a very off time for them, this Zoom session is going to be recorded, or is this something that will stay, just there?
I believe it'll be recorded so people can have access to it subsequently.
Okay, perfect. So that will make sense for other people that might not be able to reach those times, depending on their time zones. Awesome. Well, that's great. I am so excited for this course to begin on this next Tuesday. Jamal, is there anything that you would like to tell our viewers before we finish this stream?
No, all I would like to say is please make sure that you laugh every day. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he would cry deeply and he would also laugh deeply. That way we're experiencing life in its fullest.
I love that. And with that, I think it's a great way to end this stream. Everybody else that is watching, thank you so much for joining us. Jamal, thank you once again for being here, for taking some time to not only share about yourself, but about your course. Everybody else, the course starts this Tuesday. Please join us. It will be an incredible time to be able to learn and remember to laugh at ourselves and everything that goes around us. So thanks so much for everything. I will be seeing you next week.